Hello and welcome man to another episode of the 21 Sports Network Formula One edition. And today we're going to talk about the drama at Red Bull, what's going to happen at the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend, and honestly, we're going to recap China because why not? This is our first Formula One episode. Hope you stay tuned. Let's get it rolling because it's lights out and away we go. All right, last week was China, and Oscar Piastri takes home his first victory of the year, which is amazing for this big Oscar Piastri fan right here. Even though I'm an American talking about Formula One, but here we are on the Japanese Grand Prix. It's right here. It's on the weekend, but we have big drama out of Red Bull, which is Yuki Tsunoda gets moved up to car number two from the car number one of V Carb, and Liam Lawson goes from car two to car one of V Carb. Of course, he's there with Isaac Hadjar. And what a tremendous change of events after two races. This is quick even for Red Bull. Honestly, I've never seen anyone go from being in a car to just, man, now you're just going to be back in V car where you were last year, bud, after you replaced Daniel Ricciardo. And the news that Daniel Ricciardo wasn't even gonna be in a Red Bull seat just blows my mind. Wasn't even a thing. Like after Singapore, we don't even want him in the car. Come on, man. I know Checo, well respected driver in the paddock, but honestly, I know he's in talks with other teams, probably like Cadillac to come in for the next year and stuff like that. But I mean, there's something going on with that second car over at Red Bull. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, Yuki can do what he says and get on the podium. But I have very mixed emotions about that because it's like, what happens if Yuki doesn't? What if he doesn't perform? What if Yuki has a stinker at his home race? Like, I feel like that's a lot of stress that you just put on a driver to be at his home race and do things that I have absolutely no idea why you would do that. But Yuki wants a podium, and I hope Yuki gets a podium because we all know that V carb and Alpha Tauri car that he's been driving hasn't really been a podium contender. It has not. But so I wish the best of luck to Yuki Tsunoda. Max has a new teammate again. You know, it feels like it's been a revolving door ever since Max came to that number one car. And hopefully Yuki is the answer for the two car. And talking about Liam Lawson, a lot of people have been calling him Liam Slowson and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, he's still driving a Formula One car. It might not be fast, but he's still driving Formula One car. That's more than I can do. It's more than me and you can do. So a lot of respect for Liam, but there's not a lot of respect for him in the paddock. It sounds like because he says, "Oh, I'm here to drive and not make friends," and I don't think that's the way to do it. I don't think that's what you need to do in this industry at all. But, it's Liam. He's back in V Carb, and that V Carb is actually a solid car this year. It's a solid P10, P9. I mean, Yuki's headed up in the P5, of course, after some disqualifications from Ferrari from China. But that is what it is. But, we're going to go into the Japanese Grand Prix, Yuki's home race, and I'm just hoping that there is something good going to be happening at the Japanese Grand Prix. And we're going to talk about that right here in just a few seconds. It's going to be another race where can McLaren keep dominating? Can Red Bull finally answer the call? Or can Mercedes answer with George and Kimi? Which is going to be insane. I never thought we'd be talking about Mercedes this early in the year. I thought we'd be talking about Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton, which Lewis showed amazing skill last week in China with that sprint race win. I mean, where did that come from? Because they did not transpire from sprint race to race. When you win a sprint race, you get 8 points. That is it. Positions 1 through 8 get points, and it goes 8, 7, 6, and so on. In a race, P1 gets 25 points. And I don't know why Ferrari decided to do like, oh, hey, we'll do all out for the sprint race, but the actual race, who cares? So that to me is kind of troublesome. And of course, Ferrari's strategy came into effect again in China, like it did in Australia. And I just truly wish I knew what went on in a race engineer's head at Ferrari, what went through the team principal's head at Ferrari. And I know Fred, he's very respected. But I mean, it's not like these blunders can keep happening and Lewis be happy. But Lewis seems to be happy. Charles, he seems very happy as well. Uh, but it's Ferrari. I don't know what kind of strategies that they can overcome to actually make sure they actually win a race this year. That's not a sprint race. And and they also got disqualified. And it was a note card. A note card difference is what got them disqualified. So they got disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix, moved everyone up a lot. Kimi won driver of the day in China, and it's kind of crazy because I think that Kimi won driver of the day in China because he should have won it in Australia. And of course, Lando got driver of the day then. So I think Kimi winning that was just to make up for Australia. So that's what I think happened there. And truthfully, I think that the Japanese Grand Prix, we're going to see a little bit more of Mercedes. We're going to see a little bit more of Red Bull because you actually have a driver that's going to be fast. And Helmut Marko was only asked Yuki to match or try to keep up with Max. And I think Yuki, out of any driver on the grid, other than my favorite of all time, as of right now, outside of Ayrton Senna, is Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso can keep up with him, but he just can't keep that Austin Martin underneath him for some reason, or the Austin Martin can't keep him going. But truthfully, I think we still see McLaren dominate. I mean, they're leading the constructors. Lando is leading the drivers' championship, and it's insane that Lando was the one to break Max leading the drivers' championship for close to 3 years. And I just don't know what's going on with Red Bull. I don't really foresee Red Bull getting a double podium. It's either going to be Max and Yuki or just Yuki or just, I mean, it's not going to be Max and Yuki. So here are my picks for the podium place for the Japanese Grand Prix. I think you're going to have Lando Norris win the Japanese Grand Prix. I think in second place, you are going to have George Russell. If Mercedes doesn't do weird things, George is having a phenomenal season. And I know that's weird to say. We're two races in. It's like, how on earth can you think that George is going to place second? I think George is either going to be fighting for a victory or he'll be in that P2 and be 22 seconds behind McLaren. And that third spot, it's probably going to be Max. I don't see Yuki getting a podium this race. I mean, I know he did simulator and he said, oh, it doesn't feel as bad. It doesn't feel wobbly. It's good. It matches his driving style a little bit, but I don't foresee him getting a podium in his first race with the Red Bull. If he does, he will be a legend. He already is a legend at his home in Japan, but I just don't foresee him actually getting that podium. I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong. Yuki, I hope I'm wrong, man. You finally get your chance, you finally get your shot. And in that livery, oh my God. Red Bull bringing out that livery for Japan is just, wow, that is just amazing. And I love it. It's, I love it. They went back to the white bull. I love it. And Haas also came out with a special livery, the little cherry blossom trees. That's awesome too. And speaking of Haas, are they good? Are they bad? Are they Alpine bad? Are they, I was going to say Williams bad, but Williams has shown promise outside of Carlos Sainz just bending it in Australia. And but we all know it's a Williams. We all know it's Mercedes power. We all know they are building. I mean, I don't think they had like a stock. Like they didn't keep up with like stock inside their warehouse until James Vowles got there. So what a wild place to be would be the Williams racing team. But honestly, again, I think it's going to be Lando taking a win from McLaren. It's going to be George Russell, and it's going to be Max. I can't really say Oscar. Oscar is, I mean, he's a champion, a Formula Two champion, and I know that Japan was one of the better racetracks, and I know Japan is an amazing racetrack for the for the drivers, and it's definitely a favorite. I love how it kind of overgo, like you go underneath the bridge and you come back over. I love that of the track, and it's fast. But going back to the liveries, the white bull is back. Haas makes the cherry blossom one. And I know today's steak F1 team came out with an actual like steak livery that they said they're going to run, but that was an April Fool's joke. But honestly and truly, Lando, George, Max, that's going to be your podium. And I think McLaren, I know, I think Oscar comes home either P4 or P5 because it's going to be tough. I think, like, because Lando is obviously, I think, the lead car at McLaren, which sucks, but they've put so much into Lando. And Oscar, he kind of got developed by Alpine, so I feel, and it's like Lando is just the number one car at McLaren. It's like, it's Lando, it's George, it's Max. It's Is it Fernando at Aston Martin? We don't really know. It might be Lance, but who knows? And Lance Stroll scoring all the points for Aston Martin has to be the biggest upset of the year so far. I truly hope that Fernando turns it around because holy crap, if Lance keeps scoring the points, I don't know what we're going to do. And also, Lawrence Stroll just invested a ton more money into Aston Martin, so they're only going to get stronger as they go. But to end this rant of Formula One weekend in Japan at the Suzuka circuit, editor Matt here just totally realized I cut off the last part of the video. So what I was going to say is make sure you tune in to the Suzuka circuit, the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend. And honestly, if you like this content, the 21 on Sports Network is just getting back started. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and we're right here on YouTube. We have a TikTok that we got going viral on all 2 states that we're in. Just make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like the videos and go to Spotify, give us 5 stars. It'd be greatly appreciated. And remember, when it's lights out, it's time to overtake.